best friend. She went and did the same thing. I'm really mad, but she won't know. Everything has gotta be cool when we living so cold. Feel it in your bones. You ain't gonna feel it till I'm gone. Caught up in your feelings, now you froze. And everything around you.
First opened in 2002. There's a look inside Ford Field here in downtown Detroit, the Motor City. Tonight, Week 15 begins with a great Thursday night matchup between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Detroit Lions. Here now to get us started is Logan Cook, and we are underway from Ford Field. And they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25. Now a play fake here on first down. And his first look is incomplete.
This is what defensive coaches ask of their defenders every single ball game. Get a hand on every throw in coverage. They want the deflections. They want the knockaways. Pick it yourself if you can, but at least knock it down and guarantee it's incomplete.
So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down. Boy, an effective play there, getting their wideouts involved in the run game.
They're always hoping on that type of a play that they can get to the end of the line and have a chance to turn it upfield as he did there. That means they controlled the blocking and took care of the defensive end or the outside linebacker to give him that lane.
And I guess I need to clarify, I said getting their wideouts involved in the run game, but of course that was actually a pass as he popped it forward. Now those linemen, of course, can't be more than a yard downfield when a pass is thrown, and they might have been able to call that on a couple of guys there.
Ready.
Some space here. And they do finally get him at the 12. A big play there for Detroit. 45 yards. And boy, CD, it's one thing to watch a great run, but when it's a great run with broken contact, it's like a cherry on top. That was a nice play.
And this is why more and more teams are getting their wide receivers involved in the running game. When you've got playmakers on the perimeter, you've got to get creative and find ways to get the ball in their hands. And here, this is a great job to get out of that initial contact and turn it into a big play.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. They'll find Williams on the slant. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well.
Boy, no problems getting down the field here on this opening drive. They've looked really sharp in the early going, and they've come up with some big plays already. Here's another that's going to set up 1st and goal.
Cook looking for a signal, but none forthcoming. They stopped him shy of the goal line. Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal. Again, it's Cook, but he will lose yardage here. Back to the 4-yard line. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming.
That's a nice example of good team defense right there. Ball was snapped at the 1-yard line. They knocked him back and caused a loss. But you notice they were trying to find any type of a gap to run through. Wasn't one available, and they stuffed the play right there in the middle of the field.
Oh, the ball comes out it, they'll say it's incomplete.
Well, it's been a tough go for them. These guys have been driving down the field, but defensively, once they got their backs to the goal line, turned up the pressure, that's going to lead to a 4th down. Well played.
Come on, set. Field play. Quad red.
Now a whistle, and I think a penalty here for a delay. No, they're going to say timeout. They did get the timeout in time. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Ready. Green back. Practice, 6.
He'll drop to throw. Hit as he throws, and this is going to be incomplete. They can't hook up on 4th and goal from the 4. And on the opening drive of the ball game, the defense comes up with a goal line stand. So the drive's going to start with Pollard, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Flag comes in. This might be a free play. And this one drops incomplete, but I think the defense jumped. Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call. Mark off the 5 and keep it moving.
So the penalty erases their earlier loss. Now it's 2nd and 8. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
In any event, it happened pretty quickly. I'm not sure he made the right decision on that one. I think if he had it to do over again, he would have found a different target downfield. But he made his decision, and that one's incomplete.
On 3rd down, Whalen. Throwing left side, it's complete. And he is out of bounds right around the 34. That gain on 3rd down, good for 28.
And that's a much-needed completion right there on 3rd down. Really a sigh of relief, isn't it? They're backed up deep. You know they don't want to give the ball back to the other guys with great field position. They needed that throw, that completion, that 1st down.
And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete.
And we're going to see this offense try and spread the field a little bit and utilize the outside 3rd of the field, especially against man coverage. But that time, the defense was up to the task, forcing the incompletion.
And he'll get about 2 there to the 36. Well, this defense for the Lions, they were very good a week ago in that win over Minnesota.
And every defensive team that we talk to, they spend a lot of time talking about creating turnovers. And anytime you get 2 or more in a game, you've had a really good performance. They exceeded that number in a huge way. They got the football back 4 times in the win.
To throw on 3rd down, Whalen. Looking left side, and it's complete. And it's going to be another 1st down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 36. That's good for 28 yards.
Well, for teams that like to play man coverage, Running corner routes can be tough on him because of the ability of getting into it. Sometimes you're squaring it off. Sometimes you're just rounding it. Sometimes there's a fake. Sometimes there's not. That makes it very, very difficult for a DB to stay with it.
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And he'll be brought down at the 27. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for? Who are the freshest guys coming off the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all this stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
Now a timeout called for by the defense. And that's their second charge timeout here in this first quarter. They're down to one remaining. Looking to throw. Whalen. Got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Jaguars. A great effort there with his 16th touchdown of the year. And the Jaguars go coast to coast and finish the drive off with 6 points. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. Pulls it in at the 13. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And listen, these Thursday night games, they're tough on the body. You just played on Sunday, 72 hours later. Hey, it's game day again. But I have to think a Thursday night game in September much more preferable than a Thursday nighter in December, no?
Oh, there's no doubt about it. You mentioned how tough it is on the body. How about the mind? You're already tired, fatigued, right? Trying to battle for playoff spots. And here you have the quick turnaround. Now, the flip side is, if you take care of business, win that Thursday nighter, you go into a mini open week. Gives you a few extra days to heal up the body and the mind before you play your next game.
Give him a couple on the run there. It'll be 2nd and 13. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Let's go.
Behind the chain, 2nd and 13. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. That's caught by the big tight end, T.J. Hockenson. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. First time that they've called his number tonight, and it gets him a first down.
I'll give them credit for a good read right there because they read the man coverage on the right side and sent the tight end a few steps down the field and then angled him to the left on a crossing route. He was able to get enough separation on this play to turn it into a nice gain.
Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield.
He was brought down at his 49-yard line. A 7-yard pickup.
On 2nd down, Cook. 11 yards there and a line first down.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed. He's able to get to the second level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers. They're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
That'll be caught. It's St. Brown. So they hit pay dirt, but don't count it yet. There's laundry on the field. We'll see what the penalty flag is about. throw right side, complete to Williams. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line. The Lions at 11-2 now, and they coming on a pretty good roll here. Winners of 3 straight.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. There's the former Jaguar, DJ Chark. He'll head out of bounds inside the 10, mark him down at the 9. That one goes for 36 yards.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far. And never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
And he will score. Touchdown, Lions. Jamison Williams, halfway to 100 now with career touchdown number 50. And the Lions are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. Extra point by Seibert up and good. And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he returns this to the 22.
The Jaguars take over a 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And they come into this one off the loss over the weekend. But you say if you're going to play a Thursday night game, this is the week to do it.
It certainly is, because you get right back out there. You don't have time to dwell on things. And look, your game plan is going to be a little more limited, but so is theirs. So that's when you just appeal to your top players. Guys, you make plays in this one, we out-execute them, we can walk away with a win.
4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try to cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. The linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Mike Hughes. And the Lions are going to get the football here as he gets this up to the 38-yard line.
And that's what we've seen from this defense all year long, because they've been so good at finding ways to take the football away. And they just gave us another example right here. A strong defense, that's something you're going to need to rely on come playoff time. And this crew has got one. There's no doubt about that, Brandon.
Finding room at midfield. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a line.
And the Jags get to him as down he goes. Trayvon Walker in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
At the 48-yard line.
Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half, as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend.
Ready. Switch, yellow.
The play action fake. They'll look to throw. Sliding it. And the pressure gets to him again. Dwayne Smoot, he's the one that drops him this go-around, and that pass rush getting strong here, back-to-back sacks. They tried to go with a little play action there, but nobody on the defensive side bit.
Yeah, they adjusted in time and in a big way and ultimately got the sack. On offense, sometimes you're running play action just to set up a certain blocking technique. In this case, none of it worked.
A real letdown defensively. That was 3rd and a bundle. But they allow the conversion. Just a simple tap pass, but it pays off in a big way.
And sometimes the simple stuff causes the most problems for a defense because there's a breakdown in communication there. When that receiver goes behind the line of scrimmage and it looks like he's going in motion, someone either has to go with him or he has to be passed off to another defender. Somehow they didn't get that communicated well, and it turned into a nice play.
Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1. A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
That was play number 7 on this drive, and it got him 7 yards.
Exit 3rd and 2.
They're trying to keep the drive going. This will be play number 8. It's 3rd and 2. They'll go with a touch pass here, trying to pick it up. And he will score. Touchdown, Lions. Curtis Samuel, his first touchdown on the year. And the Lions will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And with them trailing, there is still enough time to try to string a few plays together and maybe get into field goal range. They'll start out here with a jet sweep. There's the stiff arm. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds.
Out of bounds at the 30-yard line. It's a gain of 5.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Back to throw. Whalen. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
From the gun on 3rd down. Whalen. He's got a man. That's caught. Left sideline. That one goes for 24 yards.
24-yard gain.
With the kind of game he's had so far, you had to know that on 3rd down that they would be looking his way, and they did, for big yardage and a first down. I think the defense fell asleep at the switch on that one. I would have doubled him, tripled him, anything to keep the ball out of his hands.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he fires one that's intercepted. Adrian Amos with a pick. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
He's got the distance, but it's no good. Wide to the right. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3.
Jack Fox to kick off
the Jaguars with work to do. They trail here as we are back underway on EA Sports. Taken from about the 12. And able to get this out to the 25.
First down 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive.
This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game. And to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. They'll wind up losing 3 here on the play. 3rd and 7 now.
Well, Brandon, we could see that play developing, and they were hoping that he was going to be able to put a move on the first guy and turn it into a big play. But no such luck. The speed on defense continues to get better and better in the NFL.
And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted.
Jalen Petrie picks it up. And the Lions are going to take possession of the football.
I certainly think that we're seeing a big reason why this team is struggling to put points on the board so far, because too many of their drives have ended in turnovers already, and we still have almost a full half of football yet to play.
Steps away to his left. He rifles one that's intercepted.
And the Jaguars are in great shape here as they take over at their 46-yard line.
Well, it's not the first time we've seen him give one up here during his rookie season. And in this case, zone coverage forced the mistake. He's made some strides week to week in how he's handling the different type of coverages that he's seeing. But clearly, there's some growing still to do.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked up by Mike Hughes.
Boy, so another interception, CD. It feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
How about this starting field position? 1st and goal from 2 yards out. A little jet sweep to start the drive. And he will score. Touchdown, Lions. Amon-Ra St. Brown, his 21st touchdown of the season. And the Lions are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And it's now 21-7. The kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
A fairly short kick from the 14.
Jamal Agnew on the return. The Jaguars take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throwing out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already, and it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down.
Aiden Hutchinson.
What a play by him. That's going to go as a loss of 13. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Rolling to his left. Now he's going to let it go deep, back over the middle. And that's caught inside the 30.
And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line. And that looked almost to be a case of, a quarterback saying, hey, I'm going to throw this as far as I can and hope you run under it. Mission accomplished.
And that might be just what they needed to get back in this game. Sometimes you need a big play to shake things up, get a little life in your sideline, get everyone believing again, and they got it there in a big way.
Well, thanks for joining us here on a Thursday night in the NFL. Third quarter, 2nd and 10 coming up. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete. He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
So it looks like somebody may have forgotten the snap count, and a 5-yard penalty ensues. This third down just got even more difficult. Third down and 15 after the false start. Again, he'll drop to throw. And he comes back with one complete. And they'll get this down to the 10.
So not quite a first and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10.
On the draw, it's Pollard. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2.
Looking to throw. Whalen. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
Now, the offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted.
And a manageable third down becomes a lot less manageable. 3rd and 7 after the false start. Back to throw. Whalen. Yeah, that one's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Well, the passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Mike Hughes. And now nothing but green ahead of him. The 40. Past the 20. And he's going to be out of bounds all the way down at the 2. So close.
Well, there's two sides to this coin. I mean, on one side, 5 interceptions now thrown for him. That's tough. But, man, this defense, they have been ball hawking and impressive. But, Charles, let's flip it back over. If you're coaching a quarterback that's struggling this much at this stage of the game, do you maybe try to get him out?
I would think about it, and I think about it awfully hard, but also you might want to look into his eyes, see what he has. He might be one of those players that you don't want to affect his confidence by actually pulling him out of the game. So you have to know your player, you have to know the situation.
Leads to second and goal at the 2-yard line.
Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Jamison Williams, his second touchdown of the night. And the Lions will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the third. Boy, he has been fun to watch throwing the football in this one. And certainly not fun for that defense, though, Charles. Now up to 4 touchdown passes in this ball game.
Yeah, we're supposed to be neutral, but I'm feeling their pain right now because he has absolutely carved up the secondary. A clinic on how to attack the defense and take them out of the game.
Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Jaguars take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive.
As this offense takes the field against CD, remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And now here is another interception. Picked up by Mike Hughes. And the Lions will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line. Charles, are you kidding me? 4 interceptions? I mean, that's a good season for a lot of defensive backs.
A lot of reason to get voted into the Pro Bowl. When you have 4 in one game, I mean, talk about a campaign slogan, right? I got 4. Send me to the Pro Bowl, guys. What a game we've experienced watching this one.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at the 45.
And they'll begin by running the option.
And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. So a loss of 5, and it'll be second down. They find some open field here.
That's a pretty strong running there as he'll take this across the 50 and down to the 44.
1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup.
You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver.
Oh, he's got some breathing room. 20. Touchdown, Detroit.
James Cook,
44 yards.
and the Lions are about to make it 4 straight as they add to this 4th quarter advantage.
Extra point by Seibert, up and good, and that'll increase their lead to 28. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away.
And they'll bring it out to the 25 as Agnew elects for the touchback.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive.
We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this 4th quarter.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 32-yard line.
Looking to throw. Whalen. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes.
Multiple defenders getting to him there for a huge loss.
Well, I wish this staff luck as they try to find positives about this performance by their offense as we move through the early part of the 4th quarter. That sack, the latest example. Down by a boatload, this offense simply can't keep up, and the quarterback is still taking hits. I'd get the backups in there if it were me.
And my goodness, another interception.
Derek Stingley picks it. And the Lions are going to take possession of the football.
Gosh, you add up last week and this week now. That's 9 interceptions in this 2-game stretch, and we're not done here.
It's almost as if they can't even believe their eyes. Or maybe, partner, is the confidence level in him so high that they believe he'll get out of it and make plays for them to win a game.
Well, they've said they believe in him. That's being tested right here.
Down inside the 10.
And in for the Lions touchdown.
T.J. Hawkinson,
35 yards.
And the Lions stretch this 4th quarter lead even further, and they are closing in on win number 12 of the season.
Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Jaguars take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive.
Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
The Jaguars on 3rd down. 5 out of 9 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Gets this to Kareem Hunt, his running back. And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44. They only needed 1 yard on 3rd down. They get 10 instead by going to the air.
Now, 4th quarter, certainly not enough time for a comeback, but nice to see them making use of the time remaining to try and make this one a little more respectable.
Yeah, I think the ultimate goal, good execution, be crisp, be sharp, and find a way to put some points on the board to make this thing look just a little bit better.
Back to throw again.
Swinging this out for Pollard. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
The Lions will use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
49-yard line.
Four yards remain for 2nd down.
Off the play fake. Whalen. And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down.
The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss.
And And the Lions going with an extra DB here on third down. Back to throw. Whalen. This one complete to Mecole Hardman. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 45-yard line. And we're going to get another timeout called by the Lions. That's going to leave them with just one remaining here in this fourth quarter. On 1st and 10, Whalen. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. Second down.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
Now this throw caught left side. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 21.
It's a gain of 23 yards.
They'll look to throw again. This pass complete to Pollard on the out route. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds.
It's a gain of 9. Brings up second and yards.
Pollard going to try the right side. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. And the Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts. So that will leave them with no timeouts left. Still plenty of time on the clock. We'll see how that affects things here in this fourth quarter. This is caught. And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late. But he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man. Extra point splits the uprights, and that'll cut the lead down a bit to 28.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. Fields this way up at the 17.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pull it off.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate, but we'll see what they decide to do as they come out for this one. But the way this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49.
Ready.
Tough spot looking at 2nd and 16 here after the big loss.
Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here.
And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8.
And a lot of times, these plays, they either go for nothing or they go for big yardage. And here, they got to the outside, turned it upfield, and ended up getting a nice little gain out of it.
3rd down, here's a run by Cook.
And some room to work. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first.
Here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver.
And he'll be out of bounds. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
Well, that'll help the old passing stats. Remember, it was a pop pass, so it's not a wide receiver run there, Charles.
I like the way that you scored it, and that's exactly how it goes into the books. But remember, he's had success throwing the ball the standard way in this game. And here, this little top pass, it goes for good yardage, a little something extra in his repertoire.
2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal.
Lance on the keeper.
And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Not much defensive resistance on that drive. And really, Charles, the way this offense has been humming, they haven't faced much defensive resistance the entire game.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say that one team, their defense did not wake up and make it to the stadium for this one. There may be some major changes on that side of the ball when we see them the next time out.
And boy, talk about adding insult to injury. He's into the end zone to tack on 2 more.
Personally, I'd rather see him kick the extra point there than to go for 2, but it almost feels like there's a story within the story here. I mean, this isn't college. You know, size of victory, that matters in those games. Here, all you have to do is win by 1 point. That's all that you need. Instead, they go for it, get 2. You got some pretty ticked off folks on the other sideline now.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive.
CD, it's all window dressing at this point. I mean, the best they can do is end the game with a nice drive to maybe build some momentum to move forward into their next contest.
Yeah, with how lopsided this game has been, even one score might not do a lot of cosmetic good on the scoreboard, partner, because it's just about looking forward at this point. Get a touchdown here, give yourself some positive momentum and reps to focus on when you get back to practice in the next couple of days.
He's going to let it fly. And that's caught inside the 30. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as the clock stops with 23 seconds to go in the game. So that changes things in a big way. Now from all the way down inside the 30, here's 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Whalen. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Now another timeout called for by the offense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. So 3 plays, already 1st and goal, and they are wasting little time.
Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here.
And he's brought down right at the 5-yard line. Give him 2 on the play. The Jaguars now will use the last of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ball game. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. Operating from the gun, Whalen. And that throw behind his man. He missed him, incomplete.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
3rd and goal, trying to make that scoreboard at least a little more respectable.
Looking to throw. Whalen. And this is caught. Well, they get 1 back. Picking up the late touchdown here, but still down big.
Touchdown, Jacksonville.
A nice throw there by the 2nd-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to his 2nd and sometimes 3rd progression. That was a nice play.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. So unable to throw it in for 2 from the 2. Let me ask you, as a former DB, what changes there around the goal line on a 2-point conversion as far as how you're defending it?
You just make sure you never back up and you never retreat. You establish yourself really on the line of scrimmage, put your heels on the goal line at worst, and if they're going to throw the ball, make them throw it over your head because they're going to run out of space because of the back of the end zone. Never let a guy catch one in front of you.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. First down, here's the run with Cook. To the 22-yard line. Well, partner, under the lights in primetime, this offense, they gave the nation quite a show, putting up that many points to come away with what will certainly be a memorable win for them.
And, Brandon, I think it's as simple as this. Some players, some teams, they're just meant for the big stage. And when they get a chance to play in this type of atmosphere, where all eyes are on them and all the lights are shining brightly, they show up and they show out.
So for the Lions, they continue to roll as the win gets them to 12-2 on the year. And they'll get the weekend off now as they get a little extra time to prepare to face the Chicago Bears. Meanwhile, for the Jaguars, they drop their 10th game now to fall to 4-10. And they will get a home date next week as they will take on the Buffalo